Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where I was just taking a little bit of a macro overview of our empire here. It's, rather large. Especially considering that we control France, we control nearly the entirety of Europe at this point. There's some bits over here that we don't control, and there's some bits over here that we don't control, but by and large, we control the majority of Europe. I still want to clean up some border gore over here. When does our truce expire with Poland? In still another 6 years. Okay. And our truce with Byzantium in a while as well. We may... Well, I definitely want to attack England, right? They're allied with Finnmark? Interesting. Very interesting. They're Miltech 23. So they're on par with us, as far as that goes. So we can't really expect the Miltech advantage we've been enjoying for a while. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the plan. We may not be able to declare this episode, but we're going to start building a spy network over here. We're also going to shift a few troops. We're going to shift the European 4th over to Devon. And we're going to shift the European 1st over to Norfolk. And the 1st Nordic should really be off this direction. We'll take them to Abo for right now, because I don't really want them taking attrition. Actually, Nyland is a little bit better for us. Yeah. I don't want them taking attrition over here because our manpower is still regaining. We're currently gaining almost 10,000 manpower a month, though. That is an insane quantity. That will go down. The reason we're gaining so much is because our autonomy has not recalculated. I just loaded up the game. When we get a month tick, that number will decrease. By how much? I'm unsure. Let's find out, shall we? We'll just tick forward to the 1st. Okay, 5,000 per month. That's more like what I expected. We're currently at 1.92 corruption. I don't want to take our corruption any further currently. Excellent. We won our battle over here. Let's take a quick look at our estates. I think 1701 is when we can grab more Crownland. Realistically, I don't think we're going to be able to, though, because of our loyalty. Loyalty to Equilibrium Drift is pretty slow. And that's our primary thing. Oh, hello. A rebellion over here. We'll respond with this force. No worries. At this point, our number of rebellions is going to be pretty pathetic. Dip power. We'll take it. Can we annex a subject? Not exactly. French Liberty Desire is still never going to drop below 100%. And that's kind of awkward. I think that's something that they actually need to address, is the fact that it imported France from Crusader Kings 2 as our vassal. I mean, the real question is, are we going to see an importer from CK3? I would honestly be a little surprised. Paradox seems to be moving away from official importers. There will probably be unofficial importers. But this being imported as a vassal, when it was as developed as it was, is problematic because it meant we would never, ever be able to make them be a non-rebellious vassal within the mechanics of Europa. We might be able to adjust this to some degree with console commands. I have no idea if that's even possible. But I can look into that. Because realistically, this is a scenario that shouldn't exist in the game. We'll definitely improve relations with France. There's no doubt about that. But that'll get us up over 200, actually. Fascinating. And Lithuania we're not going to be able to annex just yet, of course, because we would not be able to do it before... Actually, we just need opinion. We'll go ahead and royal marry them. That's fine. Then we'll just wait for our diplomat to come back for right now. I would love to annex them because we need something to spend our dip power on. Otherwise, we're going to cap out pretty soon. We just lost a general. That's okay. We can always roll up another one. We can also invest in a quality idea here. This would be morale of navies. But I decided last episode not to do that, and I think I'm going to stick with that. So realistically, are we going to get enough dip power in the next year to cap out? No, we aren't. Okay. Excellent. We won this battle. We've got provincial unrest in a few provinces right now. I'm not too concerned about that realistically. Yeah, gaining 5,000 manpower a month is pretty nice. There's no doubt about that. I wouldn't mind bringing up the European Third to help us fight England. And I think I'm going to do so. Okay, Lithuania, I want to continue to improve relations with you. Wonderful. So we should be able to get them up almost to 200. Yeah, we can get them well over 200. We're losing money right now. Why are we losing money right now? That is highly unusual. It's mostly army maintenance. I mean, we can turn down our army maintenance, but I'm not used to needing to do that. I guess it's because of our rooting out of corruption. In combination with our overextension. And actually, it's probably more like our inflation. But our inflation will come down. I'm going to turn up our army maintenance a little bit here so that this does reinforce. And we can actually make states. How much do we have, actually? 25? Okay, that's not a ton. But we'll see what we can do. Sort by development. There we go. Wonderful. That's a fair number of states so far. Mashhad we cannot currently make because I think it needs to be cored. Bahrain we could make. Excellent. Now, one thing I would like is if this estimate took into account the actual cost here. It doesn't seem to. It seems to take into account the base cost, not the cost post-building reduction. That would be nice. Well, there we go. There's a couple more states. Wonderful. Our rooting out of corruption will continue for a little while here. Revolt in Picardy. Well, that's awkward. We'll go deal with that, and of course that does mean that we'll need to crank our army maintenance up. We will need to let this tick a couple times. Okay, Mashhad is now cored. That's fantastic. So we're going to have to let this happen. Because we need to wait for one more month tick. We can go now. Should have no trouble putting this down. Conversion successful. Excellent. We can make additional states. We cannot make Mashhad into a state, and I very much want to. So let's just wait for this core to finish up. Done by 10 October. Okay. I'm fine with that. So we're going to have to grab this diptech sooner rather than later. We're going to wait until after the year tick, but we can't, I think, really afford to wait another year tick. Let's see here. I'm going to pull open a calculator here and pause it because I heard that rebellion sound. But what is 7 times 12? 84. Okay. Plus 913 puts us at 997, plus we would have an additional month tick. Yes, we have to take it next year. Otherwise, we're going to be wasting power. That's fine. It is a bit of a waste of 15%, but, I mean, ultimately... Well... What is 15% of... What is the current cost? 656. So 656 times 0.15, that's about 98. We'd be better off overcapping briefly. Okay. These are Byzantine rebels. I'm not going to be too concerned about those. Okay, so our finances are doing much better now. And we just had a rebellion over here. Which is awkward, to be sure. I'm going to change this to the Arabian first. There we go. And we're going to raise up another army over here. Not a merc army. Hang on a moment. We're going to do a regular army. There we go. Okay, so we'll raise that new army up, because we definitely need an Arabian army. We'll pay 100 ducks. That's fine. I'm not too concerned about that. And we will go ahead and convert Padova next. How are we doing on our stability at this time? We just got 3 revolts. Okay, that's exciting stuff. One down here. We'll deal with that. One up here. Okay. We'll deal with that. That is going to delay our war against England slightly. And one in Orkney. Again, we'll deal with that. That will delay our war with England slightly. But our war was already delayed, so that's okay. Excellent. So we'll just get this Cohorn mortar done. Then we'll raise up another army here. We can make another state. And I wouldn't hate that. We'll make Mashhad into a state, and we'll core those provinces. Wonderful. And I think we'll also make Hadramut into a state. No coring to be done there. Fantastic. Yep, we expect those rebels to do a few things. We won the Battle of Orkney. Fantastic. And let's go ahead and queue up our army here. This would go up to, what is it, 24? 24. There we go. Great. We should consider at some point enlarging our armies. I think the point is not quite yet. But perhaps... this next mill tech doesn't give us additional supply limit. We'll go ahead and convert over here. And let's see here. We're currently in 10 May. Yeah. So we're better overcapping here. 593. That's fine. Okay, we'll pull these guys back to Aberdeen. These guys back over by Finnmark. Is there anywhere over here they can sit without taking attrition? No, there is not. Okay. Well, this seems fine. So this army will now be titled the Asian Fourth. Okay. That's exciting. While they're merging, apparently, we cannot rename this. It's currently renamed to nothing. That's fine, we'll just wait for these to finish up. Nobles want loyalty. Oh, losing a stability, and they would go down to 32 loyalty. But 10% tax income for 10 years. That's an oof. That's a big oof. We'll accept that, but I'm not happy about it. Okay, we'll merge these together, and this will be the Asian Fourth. Okay. Separatists in Elfsberg. That is, again, quite awkward for us. Maybe we should raise a second Scandinavian? We could. And I'm going to do it. We did convert. A second Scandinavian would go a long ways towards dealing with this small problem here. I do want Finnmark under control immediately when we declare this, so. Kazan. Got a core on that. Awkward. So what is our goal versus England? Clean up Scotland, perhaps? Full annexation would be funny. Skill 1 Grand Captain? That's irrelevant. Okay, so we're going to overcap this month by 5, and then next month by an additional 7. You know what? Let's just grab this. That gives us the trade efficiency anyway. It might be better off to have that for the cash. We can grab a Splendor ability. Universities. Right! I forgot about universities. Enlightenment spawns in 2 years. 1 year. Tunis does have a university. I did do that. Well, hopefully it spawns in Tunis. That is all. We'll queue up this army as well. Up to 12, 4, 24. There we go. What is our combat width? Our combat width is 36 right now. So we're at 28 right now. If we wanted to expand that, we'd have to increase this by 8. So we'd go up to 32. So we'd be at 48k per army. That's probably manageable, actually. And I don't really care about any of these powers. I guess we'll take that. You know what? Let's do it. Let's enlarge our armies up to the combat width. That will make our armies incredibly difficult to deal with. And I'm okay with that. This will delay the war with England again, ever so slightly. But realistically, I'm not that concerned about it. That was one too many. We will cancel this unit. Okay. Take this up to 32. And some of these are going to be in attrition areas. So we'll have to deal with that as they come in. There we go. And now that we are at the combat width, then we are going to, any future expansion will be in the back line. We are out of cash. We're not out of cash. Okay. We'll take this up to 32. This up to 32. Because it's still profitable for us to debase our currency. So that's fine. We'll just expand all of our armies. We're out of manpower. Fair enough. We'll let this tick forward a little bit. Missionary strength plus 1%. We'll take that. Okay, that got us some manpower, and also some separatists down over here. That's fine. We'll take that one up to 32. Then we'll have a couple over here that are not currently capped out. We'll send this unit down to deal with these French separatists. And we'll put in, actually, our 6th maneuver general. Just to get them in and out quicker. Excellent. And we'll let our manpower bank up a little bit. More rebels over here. That's fine. We'll deal with that in a moment. Okay. So you, of course, need to be moved somewhere where you have enough supply limit. So for 48... Here's a location. The African 2nd, we're going to wait until everyone is in. Okay, and let's see if we can find... Well, that's convenient. For the African 5th, I'm surprised... Bazan, okay. We're still waiting on one more over here. I'm surprised our capital doesn't have the supply limit that we need. This down here does. The Asian 2nd, I'm not surprised that they're having a supply limit issue, but they can move right here. The Arabian 1st. Again, I'm not surprised that they're having a supply limit in this, a supply limit issue, rather, in this region. They can move to Basra, that'll do. Okay, the Asian 1st, we're going to need to wait on additional troops. We've converted Padova. Wonderful. Okay, these guys are going to need to be moved for sure, the Asian 1st. And that's 47. This is 45. 50. Wonderful. The European 1st could be moved up to Lincolnshire. That'll be fine. The African 3rd is going to need to be moved, but we'll wait for the troops to come in. And then they can move to Ijebu. Wonderful. These rebels will be crushed. And these guys can come down and respond to these rebels. I had not forgotten about them. Okay, we'll take that back. Byzantine noble rebels. That's fine. You can also move to Basra. Wonderful. Okay. Attack these guys. This is across the river, but we won't get a river crossing penalty. Our combat width should be sufficient to deal with these guys. They have 8 cavalry. They won't get a great flanking bonus with that number. Wonderful. Okay, this army is going to come over here and attack Akershus. Well, not really attack, but more defend Akershus. There we go. And we will grab Kunis for conversion, and we will go ahead and grab admin tech here. We definitely need 250 governing cap. we definitely need to get our admin tech up. There's no doubt about that. And with that, it is pretty much time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will continue expanding the armies that didn't get expansions, like this one. Actually, let's do that right now. I did two too many. 1 and 2. Excellent. And then the first army up here is going to need to be expanded as well. Let's just go ahead and recruit that right here. There we go. And the European third will need to be moved somewhere like there. Wonderful. So I'm going to go ahead and put that cut in here, and next episode, we are going to declare our war on England. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.